my spacer, or my, let's see, that's a 1/2 inch wide. That gives me plenty of room and support to sew this spacer on my machine without slipping to one side or the other. That's about 3/16 in, and what I'll do is scratch the groove. This groove is a guide, and it also helps protect the stitches on the top side. I'm going to step in here and groove just a little bit more. I've got enough room there. I'm going to like one stitch over at the top and then stitch down a few stitches. That should be far enough. So I've got my knife sheath scratched. Now it's time to sew it on my harness stitcher. I'm using white polyester thread. It's 3/46 in size. And I'll put this first stitch and make sure my stitch length is right. Now that looks good, so I'm going to go on. I'll raise my needle up just a little bit, come over one stitch, try to set that down right in the groove. Now would be a good time to trim this thread off, and what I do is pull this loop right in the center and then trim the top and the bottom off. That locks that stitch in there so it won't come unraveled. And what I do is pull the loop right in the center, like I always do, and then trim the thread off. And that's one way of sewing a handmade leather knife sheath. The other way is to sew it by hand. If you have a lot of knife sheaths, a leather sewing machine comes in pretty handy. Next, I'll edge the top and the bottom with a C.S. Osborne Western edger, number 133. And then I'll wet and rub that edge and with some, put a little Fiebing saddle soap on the edge there, and then use a burlap bag to slick that up. Then I'll come in and put a snap, copper rivet, a leather strap, and a durable snap. I've got a number 9 copper rivet there, a number 3 hole punch, and a rivet set that I'll rivet my strap with. And then there's the snap setters to the left there. This is after the snap has been put on and the knife sheath has been wet and rubbed. It's wet right now, and I'll let that dry a little while, and then I will treat that with olive oil. You can use neat's foot oil, olive oil, or some Aussie cream to kind of waterproof your knife sheath. And you should be able to make a knife sheath like this in 1 to 2 hours and then allow it to dry. Thanks for watching.